Okay, stream up. Okay, so we are going live. Um, me too, can you hear me?
Yep, hello. Hi,
All right,
are we live now?
yes, we are live. So, guys, welcome. This is the game Power Gaming versus Death Before Defeat. This is the MSI MG Pacific Championship, the Dota2 Malaysian qualifiers. And once again, I am the caster, Brian, and joined by me today is none other than Mitsu, otherwise known as Missy Cherio. How are you, Missy Cherio?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm actually really looking forward to tonight to see Power Gaming in action again.
Right, Power Gaming, one of the most notable Dota 2 teams in Malaysia here. Definitely, something to be very hyped about. And we can see the bans are already underway. Bad Rider as well as Outworld Devourer, very textbook bans there. So what you can expect the Shadow Demon to be banned out soon, the Juggernaut and such. But let's talk a little bit about the teams. Yesterday I casted Death Before Defeat. They were going up against Fantastic Gaming. They almost lost game one, but it was a beautiful comeback because the Medusa actually purchased two Divine Rapiers and wiped out first Fantastic Gaming and actually won the game. So Death Before Defeat, definitely not a team to to look down on. They are they can really hold their ground pretty well.
And I was actually pretty surprised. I think I did watch your game yesterday, and I wasn't expecting that from Medusa, because, Medusa is one of those heroes that it requires a lot of, I would say, a decent amount of farm, at a decent rate, and being able to pick up the two divine, it just literally changed the whole game to me. Oh, that's an interesting ban. A quick ban on the Shadow Demon by the Power Gaming.
Yep, Shadow Demon, proving to be a support that offers a lot for the team. You can actually set up ganks with the Kunkka, Torrent, the Mirana share, the Mirana's arrow is what we used to see. The good, yeah, they has good synergy with the Luna as well, creating a lot of illusions, creating push potential, and yeah, I can see why it's being
And the
banned out so
Morphling.
early.
Do
Yep,
not
and the
forget the
Morphlings
Morphling.
replicate.
It's
That's
so
right.
scary to have the Morphling and Shadow Demon together. So do you think that there's gonna be an upcoming Morphling in this game?
Potentially not because it's a bit too early to say as well. Just because the Shadow Demon has been banned out, probably just don't want to be. Probably Power Gaming don't really want to go up against that kind of lineup. They're a lot of push oriented, and now we see the first pick already underway. Slada will be the offlaner for Power Gaming. So we also sometimes see Slada being ran as a carry. What are your thoughts of a carry Slada?
Well, for me, it depends because I feel that Slardar is one of those heroes that, if you can actually get a hold of a quick dagger, and you start rotating with a support or something to actually shut down heroes quite quickly,
Mhm.
a Slardar can be really really good to destroy farm oriented heroes like the Naga, which you see a lot being picked up in CM mode. So yeah, it depends on the strat that they're going for. Oh, we see a Warlock.
Yep, indeed we do. I believe that before the feed also ran the Warlock yesterday, and it proved to be such a huge nuisance for the enemy team. One of the highlights from the game yesterday against Fantastic Gaming was I believe the Warlock went solo against 5 heroes on the side of Fantastic Gaming. All he had to do was cast Fatal Bonds and then Chaotic Offering, and all the heroes were down to half health. Okay, Warlock regardless did die, but he just had so much coming for him. And imagine if they had follow up, it could have potentially be a team wipe for Fantastic Gaming.
Yeah. I would say that Warlock, is known to be one of those heroes that you actually pick up to destroy illusions. So I would say if you have the Earthshaker, with the Echo Slam and whatever, and the Warlock following up, it's gonna be really, really hard for Power Gaming to actually deal with it. In terms of the healing or the damage output, it's just crazy. So what do you think Power Gaming can do at this point to actually answer to these first two picks by Death Before Defeat?
That's always the silencer. Potential silencer support can actually shut down the Warlock and the Earthshaker, not allowing them to just cast off their big ultimates. But global silence, you have to play around a big cooldown. Not too sure if Power Gaming want to go for it. Or seeing that you have a Slaughter, you have a Life Stealer, so you have a good start for an Infest Bomb. But yeah, I think a silencer would be good though. Like you get an Infest Bomb out and a global silence to follow could shut down that before defeat.
Yeah. What about Puck? Do you think Puck would be a good pick for Power Gaming,
Hmm. A
given the
Puck.
necessity to have silence and Dream Coil? What do you
Mm,
think?
Puck. Yeah, Puck could potentially be a good mid laner as well, but it really depends on that before defeat. Like, what are their other lineups? Picking just the Puck to shut down the Warlock and the Earthshaker, the 3 second silent, not too sure if it's, a good call there. But, anything can happen in the game. Power game might go up for it. Does DDZ play Puck, I wonder? I'm not too sure about that though.
I think I've seen it before. Yeah, look at that. That was actually the ban on the Shadow Demon and Morphling.
Hmm.
I think they are sort of, addressing that would be a huge threat, maybe to whatever that they're gonna come up with the Slaughter and Lifestealer combo.
Right, and
Okay.
now we have the second phase already undergoing. The Juggernaut, Vengeful Spirit, Timbersaw, as well as a Morphling is being banned out. So they are banning out the Timbersaw. It's interesting because normally when you have a Slada on your team, you won't exactly, have a thought that your opponent want to go for a Timbersaw, seeing how Slada is such a hard counter towards him. Not too sure about that bans though. Regardless, a Juggernaut, another textbook ban, you know, able to just give so much to the team. He is able to scale from the start all the way up to the end, depending on how you itemize him. And yeah, that before defeat, probably don't want to give up the Juggernaut, seeing how a life stealer as well as a Juggernaut will be very, very scary to go up against.
And for me, just to comment a bit on the Timbersaw, I think Timbersaw on the offlane is also really, really impactful. as long if you do not have the required heroes to shut him down, it's gonna be really really hard for you to actually sustain a war without the supports gang just dying, and he has his reactive armor is just insane. Okay, now we have the centaur being picked up as a third pick for death before defeat. He's probably gonna take on the off lane.
Yep, indeed he will. So a centaur, but uh, I'm not too sure what to say about the centaur pick for now. As you know, centaur has never been a meta, at least not for the past year or two. And
I have seen a couple of centaurs that are being picked up, but it's usually when it is supposed to do with certain to grind certain melee heroes down as well, like maybe the
mhm.
life stealer in the early laning phase. So yeah,
Yep, the Stampede could also, give DBD a way to escape from enemy heroes. Like for
and
instance,
also to initiate.
yep, like for instance, okay, it's a long it's a long shot, but the open wounds you tend to slow people down. And if you pop a quick stampede, you can actually just potentially just save your teammate there. But like I said, this is just one small thing. So we have to see how the overall draft just comes to be and see how the centaur really fits in. And we see a witch doctor being the third pick here for power gaming. So do we see
Pers-
no, we won't be seeing a faces fight. So you were saying?
Personally, I really like Witch Doctor in the CM mode especially. I think the other day in a WESG tournament, the Witch Doctor is one of those heroes that can deal a lot of damage that requires very little item, I would say, to do the right the necessary amount of to win a team fight. In that sense, it has heal, it's able to disarm not one but a few heroes in a clash. So yeah, I can actually foresee how Power Gaming is gonna go about with this lineup.
Right, but a witch doctor,
What do you think? Do you agree to disagree,
No, I do
or
agree,
what are
but the
your
thing is,
thoughts?
I'm still thinking of the kind of heroes that can, go well with power gaming, and looks like they will not reveal their mid laner that soon here. Rubik will be the fourth pick for power gaming, and look at this DBD, not wanting to give the invoker over to power gaming, understanding that DDZ actually plays a mean game of invoker. Will pick the hero up for themselves instead, and now we are down to the final band. So what are the kind of heroes you want to see for both the teams here? Like, what will be the last pick to just wrap up everything in a nice ribbon and just be ready to be delivered to the enemy?
Oh, for me, I think what Power Gaming would need now is probably a hero that can sort of initiate alongside the Slardar. I think silence is going to be pretty critical at this point. I'm not sure if I don't think Slardar can actually go for an Orchid, or neither do these four heroes.
Hmm.
So maybe a hero that can either have silence or be able to initiate to get in and get out, like the Storm Spirit.
Yep.
So
So Stormstrait, like you said,
or
can
Puck
potentially
maybe.
pick up the Orchid, and then where your silence would come in, right?
Yeah,
And yep, like you mentioned earlier, the puck also could be a good pickup for power gaming here. The extra way to initiate into the fight, could be a plus point for power gaming. And DBD, let's see, they are down to their carry. So what carries are still available for the pickings here? Morphling is out. What about a Luna? A Luna, a Drow Ranger, potentially.
a Drow. Do you think a Phantom Assassin?
Yep, a PA could
A
be
PA,
good too.
yeah, because a PA, his first skill, if he gets, whatever, the Witch Doctor and Rubik's pretty much done. You're pretty much done.
Yep, an instant melt for both the supports there. But looks like they will choose to ban the Luna though, feeling that DBD might want to go for it. The extra push potential coming from the hero and the massive damage from the Eclipse, could prove to be a
PA
big
and
problem.
Drow, maybe. Yeah, look, there's a Storm Spirit. Yeah, we got that right.
Yep, so
Yeah, that's a Storm Spirit.
predictions right. So Storm Spirit will be the
Zip
final
zap.
pick. So
Yeah.
DDZ. So Storm Spirit, Orchid first item, Bloodstone.
I think it's gonna be a Bloodstone for me.
Okay, fair enough. So Bloodstone, just to provide the ample amount of mana regeneration that the Storm Spirit naturally needs, could be a good pickup there. So do you play the mid lane often?
No, I don't think that I'm that much of a mid lane player,
Ah,
but
okay.
I don't know. I watch a lot of mid-on's game, and yeah, I think Storm Spirit is one of those heroes that can actually do a lot in terms of controlling the pace of the game. You
Hmm.
know, if he's able to shut down all the supports like Warlock and Earthshaker before they go online, then it's gonna be a really hard game for Death Before Defeat to actually, deal with the starter lifesteal combo. So we shall see.
Yep, and the final pick is already decided for that before defeat. It will be a Slug. And a very slippery hero indeed, but I can't help to feel a little bit worried for the Slug, seeing how there is the Infest Bomb being in play as well as a Storm Spirit. So he just might get burst down if he doesn't, Dark Pack in time.
Yeah. Okay.
So, for those of you just joining us today, this is the first game of Power Gaming going up against Death Before Defeat. This is a best of threes, and I believe the winner of this will move on to the top four to play in Times Square. I believe it will be on the 9th to 11th of December.
Will you be going? Will you be there?
Probably I
Probably.
might drop by. If you drop by, I'll definitely drop by.
Okay, we shall see.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
let's.
So let us just jump into the team introductions. Which team would you like to introduce?
Um, how come they're not renamed? Well, maybe you can do both because I'm not sure because they don't have their in-game name here. So I'll
Uh,
let you have the honors to introduce both teams.
Okay, so let's start with Power Gaming here. We have DDZ playing the Storm Spirit, Mozun on the Rubik. Who is the offlaner? Okay, you know what? For convenience sake, we'll just stick to the in-game names then. So Death
Yeah.
Sama will be on the Slada, King of Dog playing the Life Stealer Pudding on the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, on the side of DBD, we have Zergato playing the Centaur, Space Creator on the Warlock. Unguarded will be on the Invoker. Spy Move on the Slug, and Chinese words that I cannot read will be playing the Earthshaker.
Okay. So they're gonna contest. I think Power Gaming is gonna go for the bottom rune, and DBD is gonna go for the top. I think both teams should be able to secure an early game rune.
Yep, it doesn't seem like any of the teams will, go head to head onto each other, not unless our dear carry over here gets picked off. So the Earthshaker doesn't manage a vision in time, will not be able to block off, and Lifestealer will just walk away. So a bounty rune, one each DDZ as well as Unguarded. So let's talk about the laning phase here. The Slug will definitely be going up against. Wait, the Slug will be going up against the. Where are the enemy
Flooders,
heroes? Okay, so the Slaughter is over here. He's actually pulling the creeps already. Look at this Slaughter. So he'll be pulling the creeps, just cutting down the movements of the creeps and just. Oh no, he's gonna drag it all the way to the tower.
yeah, that would buy him a good amount of XP at the start as well.
Right, meanwhile on the top lane we can see Mozun already stunned up there. Zergato wants to go for more right clicks here. Is it gonna be a wise move though? He's still not backing off completely.
Oh, I think he's gonna go
One more
down.
right click
Yep,
will determine that
that was.
Mozun gets the first blood. Oh my goodness.
I think that's the problem. I mean, when it comes to Centaur, if you have three or two support heroes that's ranged, especially with two decent disablers, he's gonna have a pretty tough time getting the farm that he needs. So I'm actually a bit concerned if he's gonna get the kind of farm that he would require.
Yeah, but a Centaur, after it gets a certain amount of levels, can just spam out the double edge to just gain the EXP, so not too worried for him though. And yeah, he's not really a natural Iron Talent carrier as well.
Yeah, unfortunately. And you see the Rubik was just made a rotation to mid, probably to make life a bit difficult for the Invoker into the ward. He didn't manage to get rid of the ward, I think. What about the
So
bottom lane?
yeah, bottom lane earlier on I saw the Earthshaker and as well as the Warlock moving in, trying to get a kill onto Dasama there. Unfortunately, the fissure was not placed properly and he managed to scurry off unscathed. And now Dasama, the Fatal Bond, is just dealing so much of chip damage here and there. Already more than half of his life is down. He has to be very, very careful in terms of his positioning here. But he still does have the Tango as well as the Salve. Will be able to just regen back up. So meanwhile on the top lane, we can see pings coming up there. Mozun wanting to go for the initiate onto Zergato.
He has
Fortunate.
a boots of speed. Rubik has a shoe, so he can afford to get in and get out effectively.
Yep, and looky here, Centaur has picked up the Iron Talent for himself, understanding that he just can't stay in lane, will just head back to the neutral camps and then just farm up as much as he can. So laning phase, 3 minutes into the game, last hits is being led by the Lifestealer with 16 last hits, Slark at 14 and Storm at 14. So we can see the middle lane at the moment here, Unguarded is still having a little bit of a hard time going up against the Storm Spirit, just the nature of the hero. And seeing how the Invoker naturally needs a lot more levels before it comes online, and Storm Spirit having the 2 points to the overload can definitely just deal a lot of harassment damage there. So, okay, I haven't actually asked you earlier on, based on draft itself, who do you think would win this?
Um, Based on draft itself, I think at this point it just really depends on who is able to gain control of the game. You know, if Storm is able to do a decent amount of pickup, like 3 to 4 kills within the first 10 to 15 minutes, get his hand on the Bloodstone, then it will eventually change the course of the game for DBD. You know, the Elf Shaker's dagger is gonna come out like really, really late, and but then again, you have a Stark. You know, if he goes for Shadow Blade, that may also change a lot of things. So I would say, for me, I am in favor of power gaming because of the Storm Spirit pick and its ability to shut down a lot of heroes early game.
Yeah, especially moving into the middle game where you have the Infest Bomb with the Storm to zip in and out. Heroes such as Slark and an Invoker can just easily drop there, and the only tanky hero that I can see on the side of DBD is the Centaur.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you know, for Earthshaker, it's actually quite painful to play against, you know, the Storm Spirit, and you know, if you with you to for you to actually deal with Slardar jumping in on you, it's gonna be really hard without a dagger. So I would say that it really depends on the pace of the game and what Invoker can do as well.
Yep,
Do
we
you
see.
expect a lot of rotation, Brian? Do we
Hmm,
foresee a lot of rotation?
rotation probably from power gaming a little bit more, seeing how they have a little bit more mobile heroes. Where you have the Warlock as well as the Earthshaker, you don't really see the Warlock proving to be much of a roamer. So probably power gaming will be rotating a lot more.
Yeah, and like what I mentioned earlier, you know, to be able to sort of go hand in hand with the Storm Spirit to rotate, like heroes with, like, you know, whether it's the Rubik or the Witch Doctor, it is more than enough to actually win a team fight in that sense. So I'm a bit concerned for DVD at this point, but again, we shall see what happens.
Oh, meanwhile on the bottom lane, there's someone on the Slada that might fall. Sunstrike to follow, and indeed he will. Beautifully timed there. The Fidget just blocking his path long enough, for his team to just set up the Shadow Word. So 1-2 is the score.
An
So
Invoker is gonna go for Hand of Midas,
yep, so it would be a probably a 8-minute Midas at this rate.
maybe 9, I
Yeah,
think.
about 8 to 9 minutes. Midas being a very core item for him. And speaking of core items, we can see the cores on the side of power gaming a little bit more. And Space Creator with a fall, 67 health makes it alive. So unfortunately, the rotation coming from the Storm Spirit there was not successful. Picks up the Invis rune, and let's see how will he utilize this. He is very low on mana though. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we can see the Lifestealer as well as the Witch Doctor just dominating this lane, pushing the Centaur all the way back to base now.
Lance on the Life Stealer, I think he's getting really, really good farm. At this point, he's probably gonna go for the armlet, and we're looking at a 7 minutes tier 3 tower. So again, there'll be a lot of gold going on to the entire team. Witch Doctor just picked up an Arcane Boot at 7 minutes. That's an awesome thing for support. That's a dream, man.
I know,
Seven
right?
minutes
Me being a
Arcane
support
Boots.
player myself, half the time you just have like what brown boots 10,
Give
15
me
minutes into the
mana.
game. Yep. And then you have to pick it up that early. Oh, hold on. Middle lane, Storm Spirit gets picked off here. DDZ just a little bit out of position. I believe the Cold Snap, yep, the Cold Snap as well as the Sunstrike to follow is enough. And we hear a Stampede being used. Probably just to save the Slug over there.
Between two heroes, would you say that Stark or the Lifestealer is a better late game hero,
Hmm. Just
in
as
your
a
opinion?
hero itself, not based on the
Yeah.
entire draft.
Yep.
Um.
I mean, if you were to pick, like, if you were to play, which would be your pick?
Okay, as a hero, I would
Yeah.
actually pick the Slug mainly because it's a lot more mobile. You can get pick off here and there. And that's the kind of playstyle I prefer a lot compared to Lifestealer where you have to farm up at least 2 to 3 core items. You need your Deso, you need your Echo Saber before it can fully come online. So for me personally, I would pick the Slug over the Lifestealer any day.
And I think we're gonna look at, I think DDZ Storm. He's gonna probably try to get a fight. He just picked up a haste rune,
Yep, and
and
here
there's
he
no
goes
level
onto the
6
Slug.
unless.
So this looks to be a free kill and Mozun getting the last hit there.
Nice last hit, man.
Nice last hit indeed. And look at this, Witch Doctor as well as Rubik has a Arcane Boots under
Yeah.
10 minutes. This is the support life dream. So meanwhile, we can see them just chipping into the tower in the bottom lane, unguarded. Let's see if his
So
Midas up yet.
yeah, we have three heroes from DBD, moving on to the top lane to defend the lane, and I think we're gonna see Lifestealer just moving back to the NC and just farm up this part.
Yep, so let's look at the supports on the side of DBD. What do they have? Warlock will be just getting the wards. Not much item movement there. Unfortunately, Earthshaker isn't exactly that farm as well. So in terms of the the net worth, you can see about over 2,000 in terms of net gold is in their lead. And looks like the middle lane, DDZ, under a lot of trouble here. Sunstrike has been deployed, and indeed it is on mark, and he will fall there. So 3 is a score almost 10 minutes into the game. So
I think the Earthshaker is relatively a bit under leveled as well. He's just level 3 at this point. It needs some sort of bit more leveling.
oh, bottom lane, Slada getting picked on here. Fisher has been used, so Sunstrike being deployed as well, and he will secure the kill. Now Mozun, the next to run away here, doesn't even get off alive. Warlock will get the last hit. Lance tries to come in for a return kill. Does he get it though? He is very much alone. However, DDZ is behind with the storm. Does he get the open wounds up? It
He'll be
does.
fine.
And infested up in the creep way. Okay.
So the other thing that I know I like to highlight is when you deal against a lineup, to have when you have an air shaker and a warlock, you need to be really careful when you initiate as a team, right? Because
Mhm.
when the warlock and air shaker goes online with a level 6 ultis, it's gonna be quite hazardous to that sense where you might not be able to walk out alive if you do not shut them down before they cast their ultis.
Yeah, you know what really looking forward to? I want to see the amount of damage dealt when the Fatal Bond comes online with the Echo Slam.
Okay. What
So
what 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 do you what do you think is gonna happen?
it's gonna melt the supports, potentially Storm Spirit as well. If they clumped up as 5 beautiful echoes there with the Fatal Bond, and not to forget the Chaotic Offering too.
But not to forget, you have the Rubik to steal and the Witch Doctor to counter initiate and with healing as well. So it really depends whether Rubik can actually get a good steal as well.
Yep. So there is that one more hidden factor that I haven't talked about yet. And yep, very very true indeed. So let's see Centaur. He is having one. He does have 1.8k. So we'll be going for the Blink Dagger pretty soon. And now Power Gaming looks to have a smoke rotation here. Little do they know the Lifestealer is in the air. Unguarded gets the Stampede as well as the Ghost Walk off. Will not be able to get killed there. So this is yet another rotation, not working out for Power Gaming however. And in the top lane, Slada almost getting the kill onto Zergato there. M damage was used, unfortunately just not able to cover enough distance to get the kill.
I think the Blink Dagger is gonna be up pretty soon on the Centaur as well. So that can actually change quite a bit.
Yep, and looks like space created here. Just get a bit of harassment. Nope. DDZ not able to get the kill there. And now he's being stomped up. Is there anything to follow? Nope,
Not
looks like
really.
DDZ would just run away unscathed. And now...
I think at this point, Team Power Gaming needs to really not lose focus that there is a slug in this game. I don't know if it's gonna go for an Eco Saber, a dagger, or a Shadow Blade at this point. What do you think? What would be a good hero an item to pick up for the slug at this point? He
Oh,
has 1,600 gold.
hmm. Slug would probably go for the Shadow Blade Echo Saber. It's standard build though. Blink Dagger does offer a little bit more mobility, but it's really hard to catch the heroes off guard, especially seeing how there's an invoker with the seeing how there is a lot of heroes such as the Slada having the blink later on. The Lifestealer can potentially save his life with the Rage TP out, and the Storm as well with the zip in and out. So I would wager that he goes for a Shadow Blade.
Yep, fair enough. But it seems like a lot of space has been created for the slug to actually farm in the NC, and I'm actually getting a bit worried for Power Gaming at this point, because slug is doing pretty okay at 13 minutes.
Slug is pretty okay though, but you have to understand the Lifestealer, he's has a lot more farm, 6.7k in his pocket already. So Lance definitely in the better end of this, and looks like we have a smoke attempt coming out from DBD here, trying to go on Desama. He actually uses his crush preemptively and will fall. Earthshaker getting the kill there with the enchant totem.
He was that close to a dagger though. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had like 1.9 gold. So, yeah, smoke nonetheless.
Okay, so Slug already has enough gold for the Blink Dagger if you want to go for it. But looks like Zergato might get picked off here. Lance comes in. Unfortunately, Zergato
Wow,
still
he's so
living in a
lucky.
glimmer of health.
Sento was so lucky to actually walk out alive.
Yeah, he has to be very thankful that DDZ didn't have enough mana. Sunstrike looks like they're not gonna connect onto Mozun here. And now Chaotic Offering being used, and TP coming in. Oh, but a
Wow.
beautiful steal by the Rubik gets it off. Death Ward to follow. Invoker falls. And now Earthshaker take up a lot of the damage here. Witch Doctor to fall. Echo Slam being used as well. And now Stada looks to fall right after the Earthshaker. So overall it's a 2 for 2 kill. But it may not end like that just yet though. Looks like Lance want to jump in. DDZ does not have the mana to actually reinitiate though. And Zergato, you are dead my friend. One more right click and Spy Move actually pounces off, but is this gonna be enough?
I don't think it's gonna be enough to kill the Stark.
Yep,
But
Shadow
overall,
Dance.
there was a decent exchange, I would say. But losing the Invoker,
I believe it was indeed, favoring Power Gaming. As you can see here, it was a 2.7k swing in terms of EXP and about 700 gold exchange there. So slightly in the favor of Power Gaming. But it's not really game changing just yet. What I'm really worried for DBD is look at the Lifestealer. He has his Echo Saber completed. His Desolator will be coming up very, very soon. And the right clicks are going to be very worrisome for DBD. Even the Centaur being so tanky and you have the feast from the Lifestealer, it's not going to do much for him.
but it was a pretty good play by Rubik, I would say. Actually didn't expect him to steal the Warlock ulti and to be able to cast it, given his HP was just like at half HP just now. So, good play.
Yep, and looks like the Slug might be in trouble here. DDZ
He
as well
has
as
Shadow Blade.
Lance.
He has Shadow Blade, he'll be fine.
Yep, so Lance only have one level to Electric Vortex, probably felt like it won't be enough to hold him in place. So they will just try to go for the mid tier 1 tower, but Centaur on the top there. Sunstrike being used, the damage is shed, but now DDZ very low in mana. And does Lance manage to get out alive, but hold that thought for now. Now Pudding being attacked here. Shadow Dance being used as well. And Alacrity just to boost a little bit more attack for the Slug. So Centaur for a Witch Doctor. I think Power Gaming will be very happy with that trade.
So what? Are you an Invoker player?
No, but a good friend of mine is, so I could probably answer a question or two as long as it's
So
not too
I
deep.
so I have a question for you. Like, when do you actually decide whether you should pick up a boots of travel or not, or do you go for an eel? Like, how do you actually make that sort of decision when you
I,
play an Invoker?
I really wish my friend Groove was here, but let's just stick to what I know. A Eel Scepter over a Boots of Travel, was it?
Yeah, no, I mean, just at this point, how do you decide? Because I'm not an Invoker player, but you know,
I
is
guess
it?
it really depends on whether you have heroes to initiate for you. Like for example, DBD, they have the Centaur, they have the Slug, and then the long range fissure from the Earthshaker could potentially set up kills as well. So you don't really need the Eel Scepter here. And as we can see, he actually opted for the Boots of Travel as well as the drums just to give a little bit of right clicks, coming out there.
Yeah, but for me, I think the Boots of Travel is quite a good pickup because given the amount of like they're relatively under farm and their towers are down, so being able to sort of rotate from lane to lane and farm up for the Invoker is actually, yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yep, and
Plus
over
he has
there,
a Midas.
Slada as well as the Lifestealer almost getting caught by the Centaur, but a quick blink away and the sprint, just managed to just disengage the whole entire fight. Very, very lucky indeed. And now Storm Spirit has his Bloodstone completed.
Yep. Did he get it at 16 minutes? I think it was at 16 minutes.
So let's see item progression here. Invoker already halfway in his Scepter, and Slug has his Shadow Blade up and completed. Lifestealer just another 1,000 gold away from his Desolator. Looks like he'll
And
just pop up.
The Warlock just picked up a hand of Midas, by
This
the
is
way.
going to accelerate his Scepter very, very quickly.
Yes, and that's gonna get really scary.
Yep, and looks like DBD wants to go on the kill onto DDZ here. Invoker as well as the Earthshaker moving in. Now Spy Move will be trying to bait him as much as he can. Gets fissured up, Sunstrike to follow, not hitting the mark though. Now he has a little bit more mana to jaunt away. TP's out as well. Oh no, Cold Snap actually holds him into position and he will just suicide off. Meanwhile, the other mates of Power Gaming are moving in though. Gets the crush onto the Invoker for now. Is it gonna be enough though? Okay, the lift as well as the Death Ward being used should secure the kill. And anyone to die? Nope, it will TP out.
And also, just to point out that the Rubik, he has 2.3k goals now, so I think he's probably gonna pick up a dagger. Yep, there you have it.
Wow, this is
Rubik
a
has the dagger
very
now.
fat support. Imagine an Arcanes as well as a Blink Dagger in 20 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, he has gotten. He's like sitting at 5-2. Rubik has 5 kills at this point.
Indeed, it is the support's dream life here.
Yeah.
How far is Earthshaker away from his Blink? He has 900 gold, so a pretty big distance to actually cover. Not too soon. What I'm actually, really hyped to see is, like you said, the Scepter on the Warlock. That will be a lot more enjoyable to watch.
I think at this point, I was actually hoping to see more. Remember when I mentioned the Storm Spirit, to see more pickoffs, like more rotation and just winning clashes. But it seems like DVD is doing quite a good job just controlling the game and the pace of the game at this point.
Yep, indeed they are. Power Gaming just picked up an Aegis of Immortal for themselves. It will go to Lance. So Desolator up and complete for him as well, and you can now see the Lifestealer will be coming up online a lot more. The right clicks onto the Centaur is gonna melt him. Meanwhile, bottom lane we can see Lance with a double damage rune just chipping onto the towers. It will definitely fall here. Looks like DBD have no intentions of actually just securing it, and now Spy Move gets the jump onto the Slada here. There is still Lance inside. Looks like he might fall here. Chaotic Offering being used as well. Upheaval just to slow things down. He is raged up for now though. Goes mono to mono with the Earthshaker. Now, one more right click coming up from Lance will kill off the Slug. And Space Creator, no mana, no life, will indeed fall here. Double damage will secure the kill. And look
And
at
CQ
this.
has the Aegis on.
Yup, it still has the Aegis, and looks like gonna be no. Looks like the Golem will manage to get out alive. So Lance, very very well played there. He just waited for the right time to jump out of Slada, and indeed it paid off so well.
The Invoker's Scepter is gonna be up as well, and he needs another 600 gold. Then maybe they will be able to answer to Power Gaming a bit better.
Yep, and Storm Spirit, like we spoke about earlier, will be picking up the Orchid very very soon, and Oblivion Staff already completed for him. So the silence onto the Invoker is going to be very very detrimental. He has no Eel Scepter this game, so there is no way to actually jump out of the silence.
What do you think though at this point? Do you think that the game is still pretty much even, despite Lance having like was it of 3 or 4 kills earlier? Do you think that the game is sliding? Oh, okay.
Oh, hold that thought for now. We can see the Echo Slam being used onto DDZ earlier on, and right now we can see the Warlock as well as the Earthshaker melted there. So to answer your question, no, I do not feel the game is very
Even.
yeah, it's not even at all, despite the kill score that we see, 12 is to 13. The thing is, Power Keeping, they have so much to work with at the moment here. Whereas on the side of DBD, they don't really have much core items. Yes, there is a Blink Dagger on the Centaur, but that's about it. They don't really have much to actually initiate and to follow up on.
So the Invoker just picked up a Scatter, and the Storm Spirit Spark It is gonna be coming online really soon as well. Um, I don't know. Things aren't looking very sunny for DVD.
Yep, meanwhile the bottom
Um,
lane, Spy move almost getting picked off there. Manages to just invis away. DDZ not able to secure the kill. So he has the Orchid up and completed too. Wow.
well, for me, I think the moment Storm Spirit has the Orchid, the game would just change quite a bit. Because if he's able to sort of catch. Okay, did we miss that fight?
No, it was this is Slug getting picked off there. What happened was the Slada manages to get a nice blink off, and just two, or I believe it was just two right clicks coming out from the Life Stealer from Lance just killed off the Slug. So meanwhile in the middle lane we can see there is a fight being broke out here. Chaotic Offering will be used hitting into the two supports. Leading Crush not hitting into anyone other than the Golem. Now DDC jumping into the fray. Death will be used as well. Centaur will fall. And is there any more follow-ups? Nope. All three heroes on the side of DBD will just get back safely. So Power Gaming is showing the kind of juggernaut force that they have this moment here. They are ready to go high ground.
Yeah, I think they're ready.
And Lifestealers still have Aegis.
Probably gonna expire soon, right?
Yeah, it'll
What
be
minute?
expiring probably in a couple of minutes. But it's still something that you have to be careful with if you're DBD. So now he is infested onto DDZ here. Goes for the jump, gets the infest bomb out, but there's a tornado and an EMP to follow, but looks like the Invoker will be controlled by Death Summer for now. And Warlock will fall, so there is no Chaotic Offering. He was on cooldown anyways, and looks like Slug gets the kill onto Slada, but might have to pay with his life though. Echo Slam being used as well. Life Stealer has the Aegis of Immortal, can pop it if he wants to. Now being stunned up, double H being used, DDZ will fall here. And will Lance be able to escape out? One more right click is coming out from the Lifestealer, will kill off the Slug. Unfortunately, he is a little bit too slippery. The Stampede being used as well. Now Zergato under the heat of the open wound. Does he manage to get out? No, he doesn't. No kills for the Lifestealer, and it's a 5-man team wipe on the side of Power Gaming.
That's a
So,
huge goal swing as
yep,
well.
indeed. Let's open up the fight recap. It was a 4 point, it was a 5.7k goal swing there.
So
So,
again,
mhm.
back to the topic. I still think that the game is pretty even. Mainly because I'll tell you why. I think mainly because I mentioned earlier when you sort of push against an Earthshaker and a Warlock, and of course the centaur, you have to be really careful that yeah, this could happen even without the warlock ulti. Remember, like
Yep.
the yeah. So
I believe it was just a little bit over ambitious for DDZ to jump in like that, despite them having such a huge lead. And it looks like he might get controlled here. Gets the storm out. He is very low in mana though, and looks like DBD will not actually will not actually contest it any further. So DDZ will get off just safely. Deadsama picked up a 4-star of his own. So yeah, looks like things will just slow down. And now the Witch Doctor has a hands of Midas of his own. So another scepter will be coming.
then the game's gonna get really scary.
Yep, indeed. An X-Scepter Witch Doctor. You just don't want to be standing in front of his Death Ward at all. And Slug completed the Echo Saber and also the Silver Edge. So Silver Edge, how will it affect though? It will affect the Life Stealer's Feast, right?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the ultimate orb being picked up by the invoker. Do you think it's gonna go for a Lincoln or a what? What do you think?
Hmm, Lincoln's would be good. Otherwise, the Hacks would be even better too. Oh, looks like the smoke will break though. Witch Doctor procs it on from the Earthshaker. And looks like they want to go for the high ground yet again. So yeah, I think I'll go for Hex at this point of the game. Really want to shut down people a lot more, especially the Lifestealer. And look at this, DDZ zipping in, planting out a ward just to gain a little bit of vision there. Sentry not able to scout out, but will plant one more. Understanding like there's no reason why DDZ would have just zipped in without a reason. And looks like Power Gaming. They might just back off here. Roshan will be spawning potentially in another 30 seconds, or there is the 4-minute bonus though.
I think if Power Gaming can actually secure another Roche, then maybe they will be able to at least take down one lane successfully.
Oh, look at this DDC jumping onto the Centaur there. Zergato just melt. The double
That's
damage
a good
was
ward.
enough. Beautifully done.
So we have a Scepter being picked up by the Centaur.
Hmm. A scepter being picked up for him. Do you
It
think it's a
says that
wise move though?
heroes affected by Stampede takes reduced damage and are able to run through obstructions. For me, I don't know. I don't think I would have picked up the Scepter.
So what
Maybe,
items would you have gone for yourself?
mm, maybe Shivas.
Yeah, Crimson
Maybe
would be good
Shivas.
too, seeing there's so
Ultimate
much
King
right
too.
clicks coming out from Power Gaming. But you know, an Acceptor reduced damage. It sort of does the same thing, just for a shorter amount of time. And Roshan will fall here. DDZ to pick up the Aegis. And DBD will not contest this, understanding that they don't really have much to fight around with, seeing Centaur is still at the base.
Or even a pipe. Do you think? Oh, maybe not a pipe.
No, not a pipe. But a
Yeah, maybe a
Crimson would be good.
Shiva. I think
Crimson Shiva.
for me, I'll go for Shiva. Well, you're gonna go for Crimson.
Yeah, because Crimson is it's a lot faster to get.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you have a decent amount of magic output coming from three heroes.
yep, and then
Supposed to do
potentially you
pure
could slow
damage.
down the attacks too. Yep, Shiva would be a good pick. So a Lincoln Sphere be completed for the Invoker. Now Ghostwalk trying to find a pick-off. Does he find anyone here? Nope. He's gonna Midas the creeps and just get a bit of gold swinging towards him. And now once again we see Lance as well as Tislada just moving in. Did he find a pick-off here? DDZ is there. Jumps in onto the Warlock though. Orchid being used up, no way to get out of it. And he will fall. 50 seconds on the clock. Does he have buyback? No, he does not. So 50 second, no chaotic offering. Power Gaming can definitely take advantage of this, seeing how they also have the Aegis of Immortal.
I'm sorry. I think they have to. They have to at least try to at least get into the base, or else it's gonna be oh no. I don't think they can do it now. It's at 25 seconds till the Warlock comes out.
Yep, and DDZ already down to half health. Rubik moving in, gets a lift up though. Oh, look at this Centaur will fall here. Does he get to pop? He pops his ultimate in time still, but half health left. Being amped up for now. Lance. Oh, but look at this DDZ jumping in. Gets the kill onto him. And Lifestealer comes to follow as well. Slada. Now the chaotic already being used as well, and the Echo Slam hitting onto three
Oh,
people. Beautifully done. Aegis of
that was
Immortal will
really
pop.
funny.
DDZ has to get out of here, but he's not going to go down without first trading the Earthshaker. But the heals from the Shadow World is just going to be keeping his teammate up alive. And it's 4 death for Power Gaming. Ellie, what's going on
Yeah.
here?
No, that was exactly what we discussed. Remember?
Yeah.
Again, pushing against an Earthshaker and Warlock is just you cannot have them. You cannot have those of two together. It's like either one or the other. You know, because they can afford to die as long as they drop the golems and the ult on the Earthshaker. Then yeah, so that just happened.
Mind you, it
Hmm.
was considered a full 5-man team wipe, but at the cost of the Ages of Immortal. So Power Gaming, they really have to find different ways to enter their base because they've been trying it for the past 2 team fights and it's just not working out for them. They just kind of march up. Like they need to actually get a couple of pick off favorably will be the Earthshaker or the Warlock like you've mentioned before they can actually go knocking on the tier 3s.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And also, if you realize on, I think neither of these teams actually have any burst, like a Lion's ulti, to actually shut down these supports. So if they are able to just sort of kite their way through the fights, I think DBD would actually do a bit better in that sense. So again, it depends on what Centaur is gonna pick up next as well.
So what item would Sento go for next? He has only 700 gold. Like you said, potentially a Shiva's Guard would be good. Crimson would be too late by now.
Yeah, it'd be too late by now.
Oh, look at this. Slug getting picked off here, being controlled by the enemy team. Even the Death Ward has been used, and Slug does not have buyback.
Yeah.
So 60 seconds on the clock. So can Power Gaming actually capitalize on this? Just at least get one lane of frags.
Hmm. So we have 20 seconds, 18 seconds to Warlock's ulti.
Oh, looks like DDZ is not going to be waiting for all that. Kills off the Earthshaker. And we'll just go for the tier 3s at the bottom lane. And this could potentially be a 2 lane of frags. Seeing how the Slug as well. Okay, but the Earthshaker does have buyback. So
Yeah.
not too much going on just yet. Now they will be taking down the middle tier 3 tower.
And I also think that, oh wait, let's just get through this clash
Yep, the
first.
Tornado EMP. Lance will just casually dodge it with the Rage there. And the melee Rex already down. Looks like Power does not want to go for more. DDZ being controlled for now. Sentinel Stomp, the Meteor to follow. Pudding has to get out there, pops up the heals, and yep, Stampede being used as well. Not getting the Stomp out in time though, and look at Lance just working onto the Centaur here. This could potentially be GG. Invoker falling as well, has no buyback. And a Warlock, the melt. So right now everybody has buyback except the Invoker. Can DBD actually make anything out of this? Now Slada to fall. Nope, he will not fall.
Well, there you have it. Well and beautifully executed by Power Gaming. Yeah, I think earlier I was about to say something. When you cut the drafts of DVD, I think it's sort of a bit hard for the Earthshaker and Warlock to actually make certain calls. Because the Earthshaker cannot just waste the echoes, the ulti without the Warlock, and I think that happened. That's why.
And here we see the Centaur falling once again. The right clicks from the Lifestealer is just dealing so much damage here. The Feast is what? 7.5% of his entire health. And look at this, DDZ moving in as well. Trying to work onto the Earthshaker. He is invis for now. Dust has been popped, but looks like Slug might fall here. Coconut to jump. No, it's not gonna hit anyone else other than the Slug. Look at his lens, he's just not giving a damn about what's going on. He wants to work on the throne, but being taunted by the Slug in front of him. No, this probably is GG though. Yep, DDZ. Moving backwards. Unguarded gets the kill off to the Witch Doctor for now. So it is a pretty good hole, but at the cost of a couple of buybacks coming up from DVD, and looks like it's not going to end there, as Slug is to fall as well. The Sentry was just dealing a lot of, giving a lot of vision, and looks like DDZ will just suicide off. GG, well played.
Okay, good game, guys. So this is Power Gaming taking the first set in a best of 3. Game 2 will be up next.
Yep, stay tuned, guys.
in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through? Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Game 2. Death Before Defeat going up against Power Gaming. I'm your caster for today. My name is Brian, and joined by me is the lovely Mitsu. Are you there? Oh, wait, I have it off. Okay, Discord. Okay, guys, welcome back to Game 2. Death Before Defeat, Power Gaming going up against Death Before Defeat. With me today is the lovely Mitsu. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Oh, I didn't realize my mic was turned off the game before. My apologies.
Yeah,
Yep, so
unfortunately, the
this
same for
is.
me. I actually muted on my Discord and then he didn't actually hear me. I was like, why isn't she replying?
Yeah, it's okay. This is our first time together, so understandable.
So, what are your thoughts on the first game though? What went wrong for DBD? You know, despite them being able to team wipe Power Gaming twice, they weren't able to capitalize on that and thus they lost the game. What do you think it's the draft or is it just how everything just turned out?
Is there a reason why a few of the players are dropping out of the game?
Oh, what?
Um, yeah,
Sorry,
just
I'm
remake
okay,
for
I'm
it.
okay.
Okay, so we'll have a recreate of the lobby.
Yep.
Apologies to the viewers. So we'll be right back.
Use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Waiting for Brian. Brian, are you there?
Yes, I am here. So this is the
What?
second game. Fortunately, we had a remake earlier on. Not too sure what was going on, but regardless, this is the second game. Power Gaming going up against Death Before Defeat. So early in game one, like we mentioned earlier, things didn't really go well for DBD despite the two team wipes that they had on Power Gaming. It just wasn't enough. And Power Gaming, they actually understand what they needed to do. So Storm managed to
10
zip
seconds
in,
to
get
go.
the essential kills off, and just securing the whole game.
5 seconds.
So,
Okay, for me, I think in game one, both lineups, I think
Reserve
they were
10.
equally. Um, I would say that it's equal. You could have been equally. It's quite an equal game, yeah.
mhm.
But I think the thing that sort of won them the game for Power Gaming was actually the Storm Spirit. He sort of in terms of the itemization to get the Orchid and Bloodstone, um, it could have been a lot better if Power Gaming had actually picked up some form of burst to actually kill off the support, whether it's the Warlock or the Earthshaker. So yeah, let's just see what happens in game two. This is a best of three, guys.
Minions pit.
Yep, definitely. So potentially, if Power Gaming manage to take this game, it will be game for them, and we'll be moving on to the top fours next month. Otherwise, Death Before Defeat, look at their name. It's Death Before Defeat. So they rather
10
die
seconds.
before losing. So they definitely, gonna be amping up this game. And here we see an Outworld Devourer, a very, very strong pick there.
Juggernaut.
I'm just liking it. But Power Gaming replies with a Juggernaut though. So Juggernaut mid carry potentially either one. We're not too sure just yet.
Well, right now I'm just looking at the first pick by um, Team Power Gaming, the
10 seconds
Undying
to
pick. What
go.
do you think? Do you think it's gonna be a safe lane,
5
support
seconds.
Undying, or is it gonna be an off lane Undying?
We don't really see much offlane Undying nowadays, just mainly because the DK just deals so much damage to the enemy heroes. They did a strength sap. So what I usually see in games with Undying is an aggressive tri lane with the Juggernaut. So if they can get one more stunner as a support there with the if paired up with the Juggernaut, the Tombstone, the Blade Fury will instantly melt any of the heroes that Death Before Defeat can throw at them.
Would you say like heroes like a witch doctor or a vengeful spirit maybe?
Vengeful, maybe. Witch Doctor, not so. Probably a Lion would be good too. I'm not too sure if
Yeah.
Power Gaming runs that hero.
10 seconds to go. Dyer's ban.
So now we see the bans moving forward. Timbersaw is being banned out. Nyx Assassin as well. Nyx Assassin, proven to be one of the stronger off lanes this meta. Just purely because of so much health regen that he naturally has, and a good amount of armor as well. I was casting for Dodala just a couple months back. Winter just loves to run the offlane on this hero, if not the Bat Rider.
Reserve time.
So why do you think? I mean, I'm just curious. Why do you think the Nyx was actually banned, having the OD
Radiant's
on
ban.
DVD?
Mm,
Right? I think
yeah,
usually
and Nyx
when
is
you have
normally
an
a good count.
OD,
Yep, and Nyx is
yeah,
normally a
it's
good
usually a good
counter for the
counter.
OD. Probably they're having a bit of a
10
trouble
seconds
if
to
they were
go.
to go up against the Nyx Assassin, mainly because he just gives so much how do I say, so much, such a surprise. You don't know where the Nyx is. The Vendetta now, proven to be a big problem for the Juggernaut, seeing that he's not exactly one of the highest health of here. He doesn't have the highest health pool.
Yeah.
Mm, what else? Nyx Assassin. Yeah, generally I think he just doesn't want the Nyx Assassin to pick up the supports, and Power Gaming are just gonna be comfortable banning out the hero. And here we see a Faceless Void being banned out too. And I like
Seems
the
like they're
Silencer
all
pickup.
off lane bands. Like, yeah, the Bat Rider, Nyx, the Timbersaw, and Void,
Yep.
right?
Reserve time.
Yep, indeed. Probably, they feel that the offlaner on the side of DBD is just a force to be reckoned with, and they just don't want to deal. They can ban out all the heroes that he is good at.
Could it be a safe lane OD though? Do you think? What do you think about
Mm,
having a safe lane OD?
no,
It being a first pick though.
OD you generally want to put him in the middle lane just because he gets the levels a lot quicker. I mean, an under level OD, and he doesn't. If yeah,
I
under level OD just doesn't offer as much though.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. But do you
10
think that
seconds to go.
OD is usually the kind of mid hero that you actually pick as a first pick?
5 seconds.
Probably if you want to secure the OD for yourself. I think they're just afraid that Power Gaming might just ban or
Reserve
pick it
time.
up for themselves. So better just take it for myself first than to give it to you, I guess. And here we see a Luna being banned out as well. Hmm. Okay, so looking at the overall draft for now, Owl Devourer as well as Silencer. What could pair up with the hero? You don't have much lockdowns for now, but Power Gaming similar fashion as well. Don't have much lockdown. So bench. What else? Ogre Magi has been banned out.
Kunka? I think Kunka would be interesting.
Kunkka with
To have Kunka,
Kunkka to
maybe.
be on which team?
Fight now.
Mm, both teams, I think it work pretty okay. But maybe more for the power gaming. I'm yet to see a Kunka the last few days in
Yeah,
the
we
games
haven't
of
seen much. And looks like Power Gaming want to go for the Pugna here. Huh,
10 seconds to go.
Pugna against the Juggernaut though. So we'll be seeing a lot of the
5 seconds.
Creepify follow up with the Blade Fury. So Death Before Defeat had to be very, very careful in terms of
Reserve
who they
time.
pick to lane in their safe lane.
Well, for me, I think Pugna is one of those heroes that I think he works. He is a pretty good mid hero. I'm not sure for this patch, but if he plays as a support paired up with him dying, it could be quite hazardous in that sense. So, what do you think? Where do you think the Pugna is gonna go? Is it gonna mid lane one or a support or an off lane?
Very likely in the
Radiant's
mid lane
ban.
too. I think I've seen mid one played Pugna
Yeah,
once, right?
remember? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was the mid one who used a lot of Pugna.
it was mid one, and I think I saw Muishi played in the mid Pugna once too. So it's potentially a mid Pugna, and seeing the Rubik being the fourth pick is definitely gonna be in the middle lane. So DDZ on the Pugna, this is gonna be an
10
interesting
seconds to
game.
go.
But that before defeat, they do have the repel up though on the Omni Knight being their third pick, so they have to be really careful in terms of who they repel. And Outworld Devourer being repelled up is really, really scary.
Yeah. Well, it's just really refreshing for me. I think from my end to see a Pugna in a CM mode at this stage at least. I'm not sure what Power Gaming is going for, but whatever it is, if it's well executed, it can be pretty beautiful. Wow, the Spirit Breaker.
Not a hero we see very often though. Spirit Breaker, okay, he is able to just roam around the map, create ample amount of space for DBD, but where is the lockdown though? They don't have anything to just hold any of the heroes in the side of Power Gaming in place. They have the global, but they have the global, they have the GA. Is it gonna be enough though? But then again, Power Gaming don't really have the most mobile heroes. They all have pretty low movement speed. And Omni Knight is there to just slow them down with the degen aura as well. So what's the final hero pick that you want to see for Power Gaming?
So right now for Power Gaming, because at this point I'm not really sure where the Pugna is gonna go, assuming that it is a mid laner, we're looking for an offlane hero.
Hmm.
Mm, Imbassaur being banned out. There's still a Tight Hunter left. What else?
Tidehunter,
Underlord now.
a
Sand King?
Beastmaster, Sand King,
Beastmaster? Sand King? Master Sand King? Darkseer? No, not Darkseer.
a Clockwork. A Clockwork, could actually just give them a little bit of more initiation power, seeing how Power Gaming don't really have much of it though. And now we see the final bans coming out from both teams. Venomancer as well as the Meepo. I would love to see a Meepo game though. I was actually watching Asus ROG, Secret versus Execration, and not one game did they allow Meepo to go through. It was always banned out during the first phase itself.
Oh, that's. You have a mid lane Shadow Fiend.
So it will be an OD carry.
Yeah, it'll be an OD carry. That's actually what I had in mind. I'm not sure, but usually I don't know unless you're really sure of what you're gonna do. You don't actually pick an OD as a first pick, in my opinion.
They're probably worried because of the Pugna lineup. Every time OD spams out the Arcane Orb or the Astral Imprisonment, we'll just proc the... What's that ward called again? Yeah, you prop the Nether ward. So is that a reason why they would have used OD as a carry instead of mid lane?
I've actually seen OD being used as a carry. I don't think it's exactly bad, if he can actually solo lane, and you have the Spirit Breaker to create space. I think, when you have both Shadow Fiend and OD in a game, you need to be able to make enough space for them to actually get the farm that's required.
Oh, when the last big
It's an
Razor here,
Acer.
so looks like it's going to be an off lane Undying this game, and Pugna as well as the Rubik will be the support.
Okay, this is
Oh wait,
interesting.
no. That's Sama. I believe he played the off lane earlier on. So is this gonna be an off lane Pugna? I believe this is JYC on the Pugna here.
But will the Pugna be able to answer to? Yeah, maybe, because he has to deal with the OD. So it wouldn't make sense for it to actually lane against the OD. So we shall see.
So
They,
definitely an unorthodox lineup here.
yeah,
And
because they had a tri lane, remember, in the previous game?
yep.
3 versus 3, so that could happen again.
So for those of you just joining us today, this is game 2. That before defeat going up against Power Gaming, with Power Gaming having 1 game advantage. And we are your casters. Once again, my name is Brian and joined by me is Ellie, also known as Missy Cherio, and also known as Mid2.
Okay, that's a lot of also known as. Okay, you can just call me Ellie. Hey, let's see. So Bara's gotten the wards. They've just smoked up.
Yeah, it's
Do you want to
smoking.
introduce both
Okay,
teams?
why not? So game 2, Pudding will be on the Pudding. I believe it is.
MTR?
Yeah, no, MTR is the offlaner, right?
No?
Okay,
It's
you know what?
okay. It's fine.
Let's just go with
Just
Pudding.
choose
Pudding
CF.
on the Rubik King of Dogs on the Razor. Then we have Mozun playing the Undying. We have
A
XHP,
Juggernaut mid.
Lance playing as the Juggernaut. We have Death Sama as the Pugna. Meanwhile, on the side of DBD, would you like to intro them?
On the side of DVD, so you have a Unguarded on the SF mid. I would assume that the Silencer is a support. Omni Knight played by Zergato, and the Spirit Breaker. I can't read Chinese, so yeah.
Neither can
And of
I.
course for the Kuro, for the safe lane, you have the OD played by Spy Move.
Yep, looks like Razor doesn't want to contest the rune here, so it'll go 1-1. Juggernaut picking up over the SF. So it will be a Juggernaut mid here, and Razor will be on a safe lane. And like you've mentioned, the Pugna will be on the off lane, going up against the Outworld Devourer.
It might be a dual lane where you have the Undying and Pugna laning against the OD. Maybe. It may be a 2-1-2 game.
Yep, but for now in the middle lane, we can see both the supports are babysitting their mid laners. Bara, it's very important for him to get level 2, seeing how he needs the bash as well as the charge of darkness to actually create any space at all. Top lane spy move has 1 level to Astral Imprisonment, such a small cast range, it's not going to be doing much for him, so he has to be very careful in terms of his positioning here.
So would you say that it's a dual mid? I think the Razor should be able to survive the lane on his own, because on the side of DVD, you don't really have anything that can actually take down the Razor at this point.
Yep.
You only have the Bara charge, and yeah, that's about it. So the Razor should be fine. That's Lance, by the way.
So Zergato going up against the Razor here. It's not going to be an easy lineup for, not going to be an easy matchup for him. And now Lance just casually sapping damage off onto the Bara. Right clicks as well. 47 damage, 56 damage already stolen from him. And now looks to just right click Zergato. Mind you, Bara has 1 point to Greater Bash, so he doesn't have any points to the charge just yet. That's a bit strange though. We normally see 1 point being, used up on the charge of darkness first and later the Greater Bash. But
Yeah,
looks
but I
like
would say that it depends as well, because if he's not gonna be able to just kill anyone, it's pretty much redundant to have the charge at just at level 1.
so yeah, the Greater Bash will probably be the better choice here. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, you can see Pudding just casually harassing the SF.
Oh, that bash. At least I managed to get once.
Oh, now he goes for another charge here. He does have the Orb of Venom, but Razor, very speedy with
Has
the
8
boots of
boots.
speed there. Yeah, it's not gonna get caught.
I'm actually a bit curious to why. Okay, let's just watch what's happening in bottom lane.
Bottom lane, no bashes coming out just yet though, unfortunately. So Razor will just go back to hitting Zergato, but look at how fast he melts. But middle lane, SF falls. And Juggernaut manages to get out alive with the Fairy Fire as well as the Salve. So not too sure what happened there, because we were actually looking at the bottom lane. And now Pugna gets the kill onto Silencer as well. So we can see Juggernaut just taunting the Shadow Fiend at the middle lane. He literally just used his taunt. Bottom lane, Lance is going to be solving up. Zergato having quite a good time here, casually spamming out the purifications, keeping himself alive. Top lane, do we see any movements? We see Mozun actually coming in.
Well, I think at this point of the game, I'm really not sure how much the Spirit Breaker can do. Like, what is his role in this game? Is he gonna be able to kill the Juggernaut mid? No, I don't think so. Rubik, I don't think so either. So we'll just see what happens if they're actually gonna be able to deal with the dual top lane against the Pugna and the Undying.
Well, they could always try to get the charge onto the Pug. Undying will be moving in and out of the lane, so probably might be a good pick off there as well. Mozun not getting right click, clarity being debuffed that way. Hmm. Yeah, we can see now Bara actually having quite a rough time, just moving in and out of the map, not knowing exactly where to go. Normally, when you have a Bara, you want to actually just aim the mid laner, and now he
Yeah.
does charge though. Charge onto the Pugna. Any follow-ups to come? Omni Knight is pretty far away, can't get the purification off in time.
Well, they've actually left the off lane.
Yeah.
Like, Razor's just getting all the farm that he needs, the level that he requires.
Oh,
So
look at
again,
this. The top lane. Now this arm, one more right click. Mozun doesn't die. And Spray Breaker pays with his life for that attempt. So 3-0 already in favor of Power Gaming. So yes, Ellie, sorry, you were saying?
I was just saying about the Razor. Do you play the Razor a lot? Like, what do you think about the hero in terms of it being a carry or a tanker or even an offlaner? Based on your
Um,
experience, when do you think a Razor is a good pick?
well, Razor will be a good pick, but hold that thought for now. We can see in the middle lane, Juggernaut having a little bit of problems here. Lance might fall. Gets the Omni Slash off. Gets the kill onto the Shadow Fiend before dying though. The Greater Bash to follow. Healing Ward just giving him the sustain that he needs. Even bottles up. He does have Blade Fury, but doesn't get it off in time and will fall. So to answer your question, I'm more of a support player. I usually play support in ranks, and going up against the Razor, honestly, I don't like him that much. He used to be
Why?
good when you have the Scepter and the Axe. Oh, sorry, these Axe and the Refresher Orb, where you can melt down towers. But in this meta, I would prefer more of a how do I say, more of an active carry. Like
I
Juggernaut would be
imagine.
good. Yeah, heroes like that. And look at the middle lane here, and Gada getting Blade Fury down. One more right click, Purification keeps him alive for now. Now DDZ getting charged. Healing Ward is keeping him alive for now. And yep, that will end that skirmish there. So we haven't spoke much about the Outworld Devourer though. He has
He's
null
having a really tough time
Yep.
because Tier 3 towers down. It's only been like 7 minutes. Whew.
So what do you think about the OD pickup there? Earlier we were debating on if he was a good mid laner or a carry. He's being played as a carry now and it's not working out for them.
Well, for me, I honestly think that when you first pick an OD, I think they have a strat to go with, but I think the Pagna being picked up was probably a surprise as well. I don't think it's one of those favorite pick at this point, so we shall see what happens.
Yep, indeed we will. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Shadow Fiend falls. There's someone who will not die here. There is a healing ward just keeping him alive. And Zergato wants to go for the chase here. Purification kills off the Rubik. And now charged up. Pugna has to be really, really careful here. One more right click will kill him off. And now Razor comes the kill onto Zergato. Stepping up over 100 damage already. Spy move. How does he get out of this? He will just continue to walk away. Oh, and nicely done by the Razor there. The Plasma Field getting the kill onto the Omni Knight. So a lot of kills though, despite being 8 minutes in. 7-3 is the score. And Silencer is still at level 4, no global silence. Can't really, um, help out his team.
Lara's doing a lot of work here.
Yep, he's definitely trying. Gets the charge onto DDZ. So bottom looks like nothing's gonna happen for a while. Meanwhile, the mid lane we can see Pudding Invis up, trying to go for the kill onto the Shadow Fiend. And Garda being lifted up for now. The kit being used, Tombstone not even needed though. Plasma Fill dealing a good amount of damage, but eventually Pugna will just get the kill. Level 3 Nether Blast, dealing what 250 damage.
Heal. There's a decent amount of AOE.
Okay, apparently my internet's back on.
the card at this point. What items been picked up at the 10-minute mark? You have, of course, I'll start with the Rubik. He has a smoke, a magic wand, and of course observer wards. It's interesting to see the Razor, how he has sort of gone for the early boots of travel. It would only make sense, because you've already down all the towers for you to be able to maximize farm and just ensure that you have full control of the
Hmm.
game. And
Yep.
of course, when you have the Spirit Breaker, you need some form of follow up. So I think the boots of travel picked up by the Razor is pretty good. He's also just picked up a Dragon Lance as well. The Juggernaut, he has
Ellie.
1.7k. Sorry?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I had a
Yeah, I can
I
hear
have
you.
a DC over there. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just going through the items at this point,
Hmm.
since I don't foresee any clash at this point. Um, okay, just quickly run through Juggernaut. You have 1.7k gold. He has a phase blitz, a drum of endurance. Um, on the Undying, he has an arcane and Urn of Shadows. And at this point, things are looking a lot better for, I think, Power Gaming. They have a mecha now as well on the Pugna. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen in a team fight. What do you think, Brian?
At this point, honestly speaking, DBD are at a very, very, really bad predicament, I would say. Power Gaming is just stomping them at the moment here. They really have no way to actually fight back. When you pick an OD, you generally want him to just sap as much INT as he can before just giving out the hammer. And it's not happening this game though. And look at this, Bara tries to charge it from behind though, gets Omni. Though he just dropped the tombstone for now. Mozun tries to get the kill. Bara will just get right click down. Omni Slash being used as well, and not too sure what's going on there though. He is being netted up as well. So maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. Nevertheless, they get a tier 3 tower. And the hammer is being dropped out as well. Not going to be enough to kill off the lands for now. And they're just going to be working onto the melee racks here. 13 minutes into the game, the death of one melee racks already. Power Gaming definitely feeling a lot more confident this game compared to game 1.
So, what do you think is the reason why they're losing all three lanes at this point for Team DBD? Do you think it's because of the SF, the fact that both SF and OD would require farm and items to actually go online?
I think it's basically how the draft is. SF is really, really squishy, and that's why you don't really see him being picked nowadays, seeing how the meta is just so hyper aggressive. But hold that thought for now, we see Pudding on the Rubik will be just killed off here, and the last Shadow Race will actually secure the kill. So yeah, Shadow Fiend, I'm not liking the hero now, especially in this meta. He's just too squishy. He's just an open target for a lot of the enemy heroes. And moreover, when you have an OD as a carry, you need a lot of farm on the hero, and that's not what he's getting at the moment. He has a drums, he has a null talisman, but that's it. 40 minutes into the game. Look at where he is at the net worth chart. He is under the support Undying from the side of Power Gaming.
Yep, that's true. So I would say good draft by Power Gaming. Um, maybe they could have. I think what DBD needed for their final pick for the mid laner maybe it could have been, like heroes like Storm, like what was played in the last game. It could have been a lot better. They don't really have anything to actually control the pace of the game, which I think is really important to make space for OD to farm.
Yep, and they only have one way of initiating into the fight, and that's with the charge from the Bara, which your opponents can see from a mile away. And now speaking of charge, Mozun is being charged up, Omnistash being used, Silencer the first to fall here. And looks like the OD might die. No, he will be purified for now. Omni Knight saving his teammate there. And now 2 Astral Imprisonment being used. Razor pops out the Eye of the Storm. Looks to go for it. GA has been used as well though, but it's to no avail. Look at Power Gaming, they're just so confident they're gonna take the second racks, and GG call. DB don't even want to continue this anymore.
Yep.
So indeed, it will be a 2-0 Power Gaming taking the
Victory.
series. And yep, they will be moving on to the playoffs on the 9th of December. So So Ellie, you just want to have like final insights of the game. What went wrong for DBD this game compared to game one where we're doing so well? They were on par with Power Gaming, but this game a little bit shaky, I would say.
For me, I think when you look at the draft, especially as a team of five, when you actually pick an OD, you need to be aware that he can sort of survive in mid lane for a while, but it's sort of those heroes that you actually need a bit of babysitting if he's going to be in a safe lane because he needs the farm and the level advantage. If he gets shut down, when you have an Undying and Pugna, it's just going to be impossible to actually survive in that lane. The SF as well, I'm not really sure what idea they had. Maybe they thought that maybe the Spirit Breaker can do a lot, but I think that the draft just sort of just worked against them. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Good draft.
Yep, good draft from Power Gaming. Like you said, Odie not exactly a flash farmer, so he needs like a good start in order to come online. And when that is, just not is just taken away from him, you can really see him slip off throughout the whole game, and that's what really happened. Despite having the global silence and the GA, it just didn't really do much for DBD. And congratulations once again to Power Gaming. They will be moving forward, and I believe this is our last cast for today. I am Brian. Joined by me is once again the lovely Mitsu.
I hope you guys enjoyed your time with us as much as I've enjoyed my time with Brian. So good job, buddy. I will see you guys very soon again. Looking forward to casting with you again, Brian. So goodbye.
Indeed. So, thank you once again and have a nice day.
，Brian，
嗯，
你关掉了噻
等一下，还
？OK，
没有。
诶
Facebook time limit of 240 minutes has been reached. Broadcast has now stopped. Okay lah, just in time.
诶，Top 4是在星期六打，不是在